Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their awakening process. And this video is going to answer a question I got from my friend with the YouTube username Vtex. He said, Victor, asked me, how do I deal with all of these changes that are occurring? Then he asked me a couple separate questions, which I'm going to respond to the last couple. He said, was there ever a point where there was a identity change? And lastly, he was saying, essentially what I'm going to talk about in this video is, when do you come to a place of inner stability? So that's a good one. That's a question I had for a long time. Like, when am I going to feel good in my life, in my body? It's not even about when am I going to have the this or the that, these physical desires we have. Those are cool and they come. But it was more what mattered most to me in those times of incredible, intense, amplified inner turmoil and inner chaos, inner pain. At that point, I didn't care about having a big house out in the woods. I wanted to feel absent of the stress, absent of that inner chaos I mentioned, inner stability. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm not going to just say, well, it's 5 years after your awakening, you can set your calendar and set your clock to it, you're going to feel inner peace. It's not like that. First piece of advice I would say, start asking more sincere questions. That's just more of a curiosity. When? That's not going to get you anywhere. Start asking the hard questions, the questions that might actually change your life. Why do I feel this way? Why am I not yet in the place I want to be? Physically, emotionally, mentally. Why do I have this pain? Where does it come from? Why is it here? Why is it trapped in my body? Why am I suffering? Those are the questions that you should be asking. But I'll also, in the same degree, answer the question. I would say that I have found much more of consistent inner peace in not needing to feel internally peaceful. I still experience this purging. I still go through these ego flare-ups, actual life challenges. I will stumble into a situation completely smacked in the face with something that triggers and startles me and catches me off guard, and those emotions surge. That all happens. It happens, I guess, maybe a little less than before. What has changed is my attitude. I don't fight them like I used to. I don't say, wow, I woke up today and today sucks. It's going to be another one of those days. When am I going to feel better? I'm so sick of this process, sick of these emotions. Let's see when this shit's going to end online. Let's go look. Oh. That keeps our focus on the negative. On any given day, just about, with the exception of anyone going through some sort of momentary insane challenge or tragedy, we can there's a combination of things going on. Maybe it's not the best day, maybe you're not feeling well, maybe you have emotional ego stuff coming up, maybe you're in a precarious situation in your life, but you can take a breath of fresh air. That's nice. You obviously have internet access. There's a lot of people in the world that would die to watch a YouTube video that can't. And I'm sure you could be creative enough to look around your life and find many, 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 many blessings. And your situation, everything can be static. But again, your attitude and focus can start to choose to occupy itself with the blessings and not so much of the resistance to this process that's only trying to help you have more blessings in your life. With all that said, I totally get it, man, because in the beginning of my awakening, I wasn't used to having insane, awful surges of insane emotions and really almost cruelly timed and set up circumstances that the universe seemed to impose upon me only for the reaction of incredible stress and fear and anxiety. I wasn't used to that happening in such short succession. And when it didn't just go away after a week or a month or a year or 3, it became a little jaded, like, God damn, this is really starting to suck. Is it ever going to get better? I always feel like a mess. So I get it. I was there. I did everything that I tell you. I don't really tell you what to do, but everything I suggest to consider other options, I did all that. That's why I might have sometimes like a forceful way of speaking, because there were many times in my awakening that it would have been helpful for someone to snap me out of my mode of thinking. And I don't know where I was going with that. But again, I get it. I've somewhat overcome that situation you're mentioning, but I also sympathize with it. I know it's not easy, but it does get better. And it's not going to get better because the energies change, or because such and such date comes to be, or you hear something someone says, or you read a certain book, or you have a certain dream, or you have a dream, or you have a specific insight. It's not going to be, and none of that's going to play into it. It's you. You're going to start making different choices based on the contrast you're always given in your day-to-day existence. You just start naturally, organically. You don't have to force it. You'll just start, again, making new choices. You'll eventually get sick of scouring the internet every time you have an internal problem for a solution out there. You'll realize, wow, I'm not really getting anywhere doing that. You'll start looking within, because you'll have exhausted all of your options at some point, I promise you. And you'll realize that all the answers you've been seeking are literally within. It's not just something people say, it's actually true. You can communicate right now, in this second. Not metaphorically. You could turn this off and start talking to yourself, having dialogue with yourself. How can I feel better now? You can get answers, you can get thoughts, you can get feelings, memories, emotions, synchronicity from that question to yourself right there. And if you just start to do that a little bit, you'll see it actually works. It's not always instant. You might take my advice and do it and say, well, I got nothing. How long has it been? 10 seconds. Well, give it time, man. We're not in like the 7th density right now. Things take time. We're in the earth plane. But if you pose that question, how can I feel better? Why don't I feel happy now? Why don't I feel happy now? Within a day, you'll have some clues. You'll have some ideas, some new, fresh ideas that can help you feel better today. So that's my whole, I was kind of all over the place with this video, because that question is more like an example of a certain attitude that I was hoping to sort of address in this video, which is, again, everything that you want in your life, in your body, you're going to do. It's going to come from you. And the whole mystery, maybe the whole point of all this is to remind us that we do have the power. It's always been us. We've always been in control this whole time. We've just incarnated into such a strange situation and strange realm that there's such influential and such a quantity of conditioning that have skewed our perception to such an extent that we've forgotten how powerful we really are.